Hi dear students, welcome Redji Academy Kamareddy. So today day 2 topic on the bridge course. Okay, yesterday's topic we have completed how the plants are developed. So yesterday's topic means the how the plants are developed we have completed. Mainly here the plant systems are it developed on thalloid tube and leaf organizations. Means so this is the last step. This is the angiospermic plants. Angiospermic plants. So here is the root systems, and all the roots are this is the root system. So the finally here knots place, and here the leaves are it can develop. No? Okay, finally the plant system are it made up of different series. Okay, so today we have to discussing about that how the life process it carried out all the plant systems. Today's our second day bridge course topic is that how the plants or it life process is carried. Okay, so that is the second topic, that is that life process. Okay, so here the yesterday's we have to given the one examples in all our environment conditions. They are present in that two types of that organisms. One is that living organism, and another one is that non-living organism, and non-living organisms. Here the main concept of the living and non-living organisms, they are made up of the simple micro elements like the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. Here the living and non-living, both of the organisms they are made up of small, this is the micro elements. Okay, so this is the very important. And here all living and non-living organisms, the living and non-living organisms are made up of the cells, the group of cells is called tissues. Okay, and living and non-living, both of these living and non-living the components are same, but here the comparison to living and non-living, here the made up of cells, all the cells are they can perform specific various type of metabolic activities. So that is called also life process. So for example, all the living cells they can perform variable processes or metabolic activities, that is called also living organisms. So yesterday already we have discussed the living organisms means here the living organism is motile and they can perform various different types of metabolic functions. So that type of is called living organisms. Non-living organisms they cannot do that functions. Okay, right. So here mainly all the living organisms are there are made up of cells. The group of cells is called tissues. Mainly here the cell means the structural and functional unit. Structural and functional unit is called cell. The structural and functional unit is called cells. Mainly the cells are there are two types. One is that prokaryotic cell, and another one is that eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic, eukaryotic. These are the two types of cells are present. The examples of prokaryotic is that bacteria, and eukaryotic cell is the plant cell. The example is that plant cell. So the structures of plant cell and bacteria. This is the rough diagram of prokaryotic cell. This is rough diagram of the example of bacteria, and here this is the plant cell. Okay, so this is the plant cell, and here it present into that nucleus, and here it can all the living cell organelles are present inside of these plant cells. These are the two examples of prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. So here how they are defined, the prokaryotic, eukaryotic, based on the envelope of nuclear membrane, surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Based on that nuclear membrane, mainly the cells are two types. One is that prokaryotic, another one is that eukaryotic. So here the prokaryotic cells, they cannot enveloped in a nucleus, so did not surrounded by the nucleus membrane. Here the nucleus, it's surrounded by that nuclear membrane. This is the examples of prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Here all the cells, they carries that life process. The life process means the ability of it carries various types of metabolic activities called also life process. So like that, for example, here nutrition, photosynthesis, respiration, transportation, and growth and control, excretion, movement, nervous systems. So which organism it can carries all these type of metabolic function, that is called also life process. Now we have to discuss one by one in very shortly and basic points of that nutrition. Okay, right. The first point is that nutrition. So now we have to discussing about that nutrition topic. Nutrition means in each and every organism they can survive, means it wants to have food materials. Okay, so here all the cells are they carries and the ability of the activities of cells, and it can get that number of metabolic activities, means they want to food. So that is that called also nutrition. Here the process of food material, the manufacturing of food materials within the cells, that is called also nutrition. And here all the cells and cell organelles they are directly or indirectly, they are dependent or independent. So that is the process is called also nutrition. based on that nutrient dependent and independent. Mainly all the organisms are, there are two types. One is that autotrophic, second one is the heterotrophic. Autotrophic and heterotrophic based on that dependent and independent. Autotrophic means, so here all these autotrophic organisms, they are manufacture food by own, or they can synthesize the food materials by own, is called also autotrophic. So autotrophic, the main example of autotrophic is all green plants. All green plants are the best examples of autotrophs. Okay, so this is the autotrophic. And here heterotrophic means these organelles are they directly or indirectly dependent to the host organisms. That is called also heterotrophic nutrition. Here one host means which cell organelle it gives to shelter or food materials to other organisms. Such organism is called host cell or host organism. Which organism they are directly or indirectly they are dependent to that host organisms, that is called also heterotrophic organisms or parasites. Okay, so this is the two types of nutritions are present in all living organisms. Okay, right. Here the source of carbon and sunlight. The source of carbon and sunlight. So here the autotrophic organisms are, there are two types. One is the photoautotrophs, and the second one is the chemoautotrophs. These are two types. Here the photoautotrophs means, so here for example some of the green sulfur bacteria, such type of the bacteria, here mainly the source of these autotrophs are divided based on that source of carbon and sunlight, source of carbon and light. Sunlight, source of carbon and sunlight. Here the photoautotrophic organisms, it dependent to carbon and sunlight. So here mainly these are the very important point. The photoautotrophs, they are dependent to that environmental CO2 and sunlight. For this carbon source, they directly dependent to the CO2 and light, so directly dependent to light, sunlight. Okay, so with utilization of environmental CO2 to carbon and sunlight to light, in the presence of chlorophyll, they can manufacture the food materials. Such type of bacteria or such type of organisms is called also photoautotrophs. Okay, right. And chemoautotrophs means here these bacteria. So for example, nitrifying bacteria, sulfur bacteria, iron bacteria. These are the three examples of chemoautotrophs. Here the source of carbon, they directly it dependent to the CO2, and the source of light, here energy source, they are directly dependent to that. So some examples, so in all the cell organelles, it can lead to number of metabolic oxidizing reactions. So the time what happened, that reactions, it releases to some of energy. some examples. So for example, H2S plus oxygen in the presence of thiobacillus, and here H2SO4 plus, here it can release to that water molecules and energy levels. Okay, energy levels. Here in these oxidizing reactions, it releases to that energy. So this energy, these organisms are utilized, they can manufacture that food materials. That organisms is called also chemoautotrophs. The best examples of chemoautotrophs are iron sulfur bacteria and nitrifying bacteria, green sulfur bacteria. These are the most examples of chemoautotrophs. Okay, so here these are the two types of the bacteria and organisms. And heterotrophic organisms, based on that source of carbon and light, they are divided into that photoheterotrophs, second one is the chemoheterotrophs. Okay, these are the two types, photoheterotrophs and chemoheterotrophs, based on the source of light and carbon source. Again, heterotrophs they are divided, and here this is the photoheterotrophs, means the carbon source they are directly dependent to that CO2, environmental CO2, and the light, the oxidation reactions, it released of that energy source, they can utilize this energy and they can synthesize the food materials. That is called also photoheterotrophs. And the next one is that chemoheterotrophs. Here both carbon source and light source, they are dependent to that another organisms. Carbon source and light source, both of these sources are they dependent to that another organisms. Based on this dependent, there are the three types. One is that again chemoheterotrophs are divided. One is that saprophytes. Second one is that parasites. Third one is the symbionts. These are three types. So here the saprophytes. The first one is the saprophytes. So here these saprophytic organisms are directly dependent to the dead and decay organisms. These are they are dependent to dead and decay or waste material or raw materials. Okay, so here for example some dead materials is there and decay materials are present. So here that time what happened here, all the saprophytic bacteria they can release that such type of the enzymes. With the help of that enzymes, all the organisms decomposed. So that time here in all the organisms it can contain carbon source, so they can utilize, and these reactions it released of some energy, and utilization of this source of carbon and sunlight, they can manufacture that food materials. Such type of organisms is called also saprophytes. Okay, right, this is the chemoheterotrophic organism. And the next one is that parasites. The parasites means here these type of the organisms, they directly dependent to that host organisms. Such type bacteria is called parasites. So for example, these are non-harmful to that host cells, did not harmful to that host cells. So for example, in all our human beings, like that in our intestine, it can contain that equally bacteria. This is one parasitic organism. Okay, so it did not causes for or did not harmful to in our human being. Okay, so here this is parasites. So in the plant systems, most of that examples are Cuscuta, Viscum, Loranthus, Straiga. These are very important terms. These are very important terms. These are parasitic organisms. So here shelter with the help shelter and food materials. So these organisms they depend into the host organisms. So for example here, which organism? Okay. So for example, this is the host organisms. So this organism, it gives to that shelter and nutrients. Such organism is called a host organism. So here this organism, it gives to the shelter and nutrients to that parasitic organisms. So that is called also host organism. And here, which organism, they are directly dependent to the host cells. Such organisms is called parasitic organism. That is called parasitic organisms, right? So this is the organism, it is called also parasites. And the next one is that symbionts. Symbionts means here, the symbionts means the mutual beneficial. Okay, so here mutual beneficial heterotropism, like that. So for example, two organisms, they are associated and they can live. Such organisms is called symbionts. So for example, here nodular roots is there. Nodular roots. These are best example of symbionts. So for example, in the Leguminaceae family or Fabaceae family plants. So like that. So all the root systems are there. It can contain that some small spherical shape of structures. These spherical shape of the structures. These structures is called also nodules. Inside of this nodule, one organism they can live. So that name is that rhizobium. So rhizobium, here both root system and bacterial both are associated and to live together. These are mutually beneficial. They did not harmful to each to other. So here both of these two organisms are mutually beneficial. So here the rhizobium, it can convert to that molecular nitrogen to nitrites, and that nitrites it gives to the plant systems. And here the rhizobium, it wants to live, means they wants to food materials. So here the root system, it gives to that food materials. So this type of the living together is called also symbiosis. These are chemoheterotropism. Okay, right? So this is the first life process of living organisms, that is called also nutrition. Okay, right? So next one is that photosynthesis. Next metabolic activities is that photosynthesis. So for example, all the green plants, so they can synthesize the food materials. Okay, this is the next concept. Next metabolic very important factor. So that is photosynthesis. Okay, so here all the green plants. All the green plants are very best examples of photosynthetic organisms. So here all green plants are, they can synthesize or they are manufacture food materials with the help of the photosynthesis process. And all the green plants, they can depend into that environmental CO2 and sunlight, and within the presence of chlorophyll, they can synthesize the food materials by the process of, it is called also photosynthesis. So the best example is that 6 CO2 and 12 H2O gives rise presence of chlorophylls and light. They can synthesize the food material C6H12O6. Okay, this is the equation of photosynthesis. We need this one only, right? And something byproducts also they are released, but here this is the very important for synthesis of photosynthesis. Okay, so here all the plants are, they can manufacturing of food materials means where is the location. So here all the green plants or all the cell organelles, it can contain the manufacture unit. So such unit is called chloroplast. Chloroplast. Okay, so this is the structure of very important organisms. So chloroplast. Now we draw that chloroplast. This is the structure of chloroplast. Okay, so this is the very important organism of in plant system, in all the green plant system. So this is the rough diagram of structure. So this is the double membraned organelle, and this is the very important part of in this chloroplast. This is all this open structure is called also stroma. This is stroma, outer membrane, inner membrane. Inside of it can present semi-solid liquid. It can present here all the liquid presents, and here in this presence of this liquid, semi-solid liquid, it can contain number of enzymes. These are inside of semi-solid stroma site. It can contain one specific sacs-like of the structures. These sacs-like of the structure, it is called also thylakoid. Within the inside of this thylakoid process, it can carry out the process of photosynthesis. Here the photosynthesis, or it can divide it two types. One reaction is that light reaction, another one is that dark reaction. Dark reaction, light reaction, dark reactions. So all the light reaction, the process it carried out inside of this thylakoid. When it is completion of light reaction, so here the final product of light reaction, here it can releasing of ATP plus NADPH. Okay, so here this is the light reaction. Main here all the thylakoid systems, or it can contain that reaction centers on these membranes. Reaction centers. That reaction centers is called PS1, PS2. These are number of reactions are it present on the membrane system of this chloroplast thylakoids, and here in the process it can carry out the number of electron synthesis is processed is completed. Then here the final product. Okay, so here the final product is that ATP and NADPH. So both of these energy is released into that light reaction. Okay, so then what happened here? this both of reaction energy is called assimilatory energy. Assimilatory energy. This energy is called also ATP and NADPH. Then, so here this is the first reaction in the light reactions. So all of you listen carefully. This is the only basic points. Okay, right. Light reaction. In the light reaction, the final products means here in the light reactions they can contain that two types of the reaction centers. Reaction center 1, reaction center 2. PS1 is 700 nanometer. So here the reaction center sort it made up of number of pigments. Pigments means here there are present into that. One pigment is that chlorophyll and carotenoids. Xanthophylls are present. Xanthophylls are present. So here the chlorophyll is the very important structure of in this chloroplast structure. So the molecular formula of chlorophyll is that C55H72 O5N4Mg. This is the molecular formula of chlorophyll. Here number of chlorophyll structures are present at these places. Then here the reaction center, all these centers is called reaction centers. With the help of these reaction centers, so here by the process of photosynthesis, the final product is that ATP and NADPH. ATP and NADPH. So this both of energy is called also assimilatory energy. All the light reaction process is carried out inside of these thylakoids. Then the final product ATP and NADPH, and it releases to that ATP and NADPH. It can release to the outside of stromacytes. Then with the utilization of ATP and NADPH, it started with that dark reaction. Okay, so here the environmental CO2 they can absorbed and fixed into that. Carbon fixation is formed. The process is carried out inside of this dark reaction. So mainly here the dark reaction is invented. That scientist name is that Melvin Kelvin, James Boscham and Paranas. These are three scientists who invented this dark reaction. Because of this reason, the reason is called also Kelvin cycles. Okay, and Kelvin cycle or C3 cycles. Here, utilization of ATP and NADPH and the fixed on that CO2, and final product is released into that glucose inside of this stromata. It can released into that glucose product. This is the final byproduct. So here inside of this stromacytes, in this stromacyte it involved in the dark reaction. Okay, so this is the process of dark reaction. Why we are called that C3 cycle and Kelvin cycle means here in this carbon assimilation process, the first released product is that phosphoglyceric acid, PGA. The PGA, it can contain 3 carbon molecules. Because of this reason, it is called also C3 cycle. Okay, so this is the photosynthesis process. Okay, so this is the second day of the topic. Tomorrow we will continue the light process. Once again, I recapitulate all the topic. 1 second. Okay, right? So mainly here the first one is that nutrition. Nutrition means the living organisms they can live means they wants to food materials. So by the manufacturing of food materials, by utilization of and the survival of themselves is called also nutrition process. Okay, mainly based on the manufacturing methods, So the nutrition process, there are two types. One is that autotrophic nutrition, second one is that heterotrophic nutrition. The autotrophic nutrition, again it can divide it based on the source of carbon and sunlight. One is that photoautotrophic organism and second one is that chemoautotrophic organisms. Okay, these are the two types. And the second one is that heterotrophic organisms. Based on the source of carbon and sunlight, again the heterotrophs also they can divide it. One is that photoautotrophs, chemoheterotrophs. Photoheterotrophs, chemoheterotrophs. The chemoheterotrophs, again it can divide it three parts. One is that so saprophytes, parasites, symbiosis. These are the two types. That process, all the process is called also nutrition process. And the second one is the photosynthesis process. The photosynthesis process is carried out into two reactions. One is that light reaction, second one is that dark reaction. All the process, it will be carried out in the photosynthetic unit. That synthetic unit is called chloroplast. This is the rough diagram of chloroplast. The chloroplast is called also semi-replicative organism. That is called also semi-replicative organisms and double membraned organisms. So inside of this chloroplast, mainly here the sac-like of the structures is very important. These structures is called thylakoids. Within the thylakoids, the light reaction is completed when the final product of light reaction is that ATP and NADPH. Then the assimilatory energy it released to that outside, means the outside is called also stroma. The stroma it can contain semi-solid liquid organism and fluid. So that fluid it can contain number of enzymatic enzymes. And then here with utilization of assimilatory energy, it started with a dark reaction. The final product of dark reaction, that is the final product is the glucose product. Okay, so this is our life process structures. Thank you one and all. Tomorrow we will continue the next topics.